It's interesting because she's clearly trying to appeal to not only centrist voters, but also to try and perhaps calm some of those fears we've seen on the markets as well. She said in response to that question, would you call for Emmanuel Macron to resign if you won the parliamentary elections? She said no, she will respect institutions. She won't call for, in her words, institutional chaos, and that there will simply, in her words, be cohabitation, this word that covers a situation where you have a president from one party and a prime minister from another party. The last time that's happened in France was in 1997. So it's part of the pitch that Marine Le Pen is now making, given her strength in those polls as well. Looking at the idea of what she would do if they did come in first, as the polls are currently projecting, she says that she'll lead her parliamentary group in Parliament, but it will be Jordan Bardella who would be the Prime Minister if they come out on top in those elections as well. I mean, in a cohabitation situation, what she's referring to, you have the President taking the lead on foreign affairs and defence. Traditionally, the Prime Minister then takes the lead on fiscal matters. We don't have the full economic programme from the National Rally Party in France. We know they want to do things like cut the VAT rate on energy, cut the VAT rate on certain food products to zero as well. That's something that, according to the Finance Ministry, would cost in and around 20 billion euros. So that's a matter of concern for markets. On that point, Marine Le Pen says the financial markets don't understand their economic programme because they simply haven't seen it. When they do see it, they will. On the other hand, something that Marine Le Pen will be watching closely as well, there were massive protests in France over the weekend, tens of thousands of people marching against some of the policies espoused by Le Pen's party.
Yeah, and a reminder of the polarisation across France on this issue. So that's a potential political format that could come about, the cohabitation between Marine Le Pen's National Rally and, of course, Macron's Renaissance could, potentially. But on the polling, we've seen the threat from the left as well to Macron. How is what is the detail there? How is his party adjusting to the threats from both left and right?
This is interesting because what we've gotten is this alliance of left-wing parties signing up what they're calling the Popular Front. It's bringing together both the far-left party of Jean-Luc Mélenchon, but also the Socialist Party, of course, which had been in power before. And in fact, former Socialist President François Hollande said he's going to stand in these elections as well. So this is pulling together what is already quite a fragile alliance on the left, but they're polling well. They're polling second, in fact, ahead of Emmanuel Macron's party. So that's an interesting other proposition, because when you think about the two-round electoral system in France, you could end up in a situation where Macron's party isn't in the second round in some constituencies. It could be a choice for voters of the far right or of this left-wing alliance as well. Now, some of the policies on that left-wing alliance already may cause ructions for markets because they want to do things like fix the price of essential goods. They're issues that, could potentially cost a huge amount of money at a time when France's public finances are already in focus. We had Macron's finance minister, Bruno Le Maire, out over the weekend also talking about this, saying that there's a threat from the left and from the right, saying that both would make France poorer, make French people poorer in their pockets as well. He says that victory is still possible. Looking at the polls, though, it looks like a fairly uphill battle. Of course, though, still plenty of campaigning to go between now and the first round of voting on the 30th of June.